don't know what these are, but they kind of look like corn to me. Maybe that's because of this. That blender. Because of this, which the way I don't know my anatomy, this structure. Can you see it? That reminds me of corn, even though it's not the right ratio or proportion rather. Oh, this tree that I just look at this tree. I don't know what fruit's growing in it, but there is a fruit growing in it. This is the thing that I think we thought was pomelo. But I actually, what is this fruit called?
Pomelo.
Oh, it is pomelo. Okay, pomelo. It's a pomelo tree. Not that I've had pomelo, but I know it's like sour. Let's go down this way. For height reference, this is my waist. There's a banana plant here. Let's go this way. There's a banana plant right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've always grown clusters, which is something I've noticed since seeing them in the wild. Because the one that I have is just one in the pot, though it has some like babies growing next to it. I've noticed now that now I pay attention to more of them in the wild, they seem to always grow in clusters, and for whatever reason, one of them would have been first, but the rest seem to catch up to it in height quite quickly. Again, not sure why. If you look in here, you see that all bananas growing. Here. Again, I don't know the anatomies, but they're growing in like 3 rows. And if we can find another example, when it first emerges, it kind of just looks like this, and then it sort of swells, and then the bananas kind of pop out. But bananas in this part of the world, or in most parts of the world, are actually like small, so they're not far off their final size. Compared to in the ones we get, at least in the UK, are usually more like this big, as opposed to like this big. They taste quite different as well. I like the ones that we get in the UK online, but some people prefer these ones. But I like the ones here too. So palms. I like seeing palms when I'm in a tropical country because they actually do well, and they are not just a struggle plant, unlike in the UK where people are typically struggling to give it the correct level of humidity, dealing with brown tips and yellowing and all sorts of stuff. And that's part of the reason I don't own a palm in the UK. Okay, look, come over here. This is a very active banana plant. I've not even seen one with this many bananas on at the same time before. I presume they also harvest these because they're literally, why not? I would like to learn a little bit more about what goes on because it almost looks as if these were flowers that have died. But again, I don't know how modern really they are. Okay, Camera Lady has said yes. So that's something to learn more about.
Banana fruit is a literal fruit. There are seeds in it.
Yes, and you can get banana.
So all fruits with seeds were originally flowers.
Again, I don't know what this is called, but I've seen it quite a bit. I feel like it's something to do with. It feels deserty. Desert rose. No, it's probably not it. Okay, there's a bird paradise. I want to get a better example. Okay, let me do my intro. So, I don't think I've explained it yet, but I am currently in Vietnam. I've been in Southeast Asia for 2 weeks, and this is my last week. So right now I'm in Hoi An, Vietnam, and before I was in Bali, and we've been to Hanoi, and we've been to Da Nang, and then we're leaving in a couple of days. So it's been, that bird of paradise is distracting because of how tall it is. Perhaps that one in the corner. I'll give you another shot for reference, but they're growing real big out here, as they should. So yes, I like being in tropical countries because seeing plants growing in their natural habitat, thriving, gives me inspiration for what the plants could achieve, and it reminds me, or reminds maybe us, that the plants that we have at home are not in their ideal state. They're actually arguably struggling. But it's nice to see them again in a natural habitat doing what they do best. This is an alocasia of some kind. Again, I don't know much about alocasia, so I can't tell you what kind of alocasia this is, but there's some bigger ones. Bird of paradise. Okay, so yeah, okay, this is a croton. I don't know what kind of croton, but when the plants and when the leaves, the new leaves emerge, they come out this kind of, in my opinion, standard green color. Then they mature to this like neon yellow veination, and then eventually that fades to this sort of pinkish color down here, as you can see lower down here, and then the whole leaf sort of fades to this darker color here with the red veining. So I think is the biggest attraction for crotons is their like multicolored stages of life. I don't own a croton. I think they're cool. They just look cool to me. Back in there. There's an interesting epiphytic plant here which I do not know what it's called, but you can see it's kind of taken off this whole tree here and this entire back panel is blue. If you come in closer, I think it begins with a G. If I were to guess, but I don't actually know. But it's very much like, well, that's a good example here. You can see how it's like attached itself to the bark, and then tiny leaves. They don't seem to be growing bigger as they grow up or attach itself, but it goes all the way to the top of this tree, and I think, and yeah, it's completely taken over this wall. Maybe this is like just an ivy equivalent for this part of the world. Okay, let's go this way. This, I don't know what it is, but I find that the leaves look kind of cool. Almost like, it kind of looks like it's been stained by chlorine, but I've got actually no idea what it is. Or, you know when in science where you, is it iodine or bromide? On some, I can't remember what it is. This is
Starch test for with iodine?
Maybe.
Iodine test for starch?
Maybe. Is that what it looks like?
No. This looks to me more like yeast cells.
Yeast
cells.
I'll take it. So this is a plant I think I pointed out before, which looks a little bit like a bird of paradise from a distance, but when you look in closer, you can see it's got a main stem and leaves that shoot off it. And I pointed out before that it has blooms, but this bloom is very long and it's kind of spirally, and I don't know what that's about. It's kind of, it looks like it's grown almost too heavy for its weight, or maybe it's trying to get closer to the sun, I don't really know. But it's also kind of separated out a lot more, whereas the other seems to be clustered together. I know what that's about. Wow, that country is huge. Look at that country. If you come here and look directly up, you'll get a sense of how big that country is. So yeah, this is not an orchid, but it kind of reminds me of one. It's because of the fact that it grows from the center. It has leaves that are growing on alternate sides directly from the center. If you look in from the top, you'll see it. But you can see because it's planted directly in the soil and it's not planted or anything. It's not an orchid. But it kind of reminds me of one. Okay, let's have a look at the bird of paradise. This is what I was talking about. So, I doubt you can get me in it in the shop, but we can just go for a pan instead if you want. So, for reference, I'm 6 foot tall. I would estimate that it's like at least 5 times my height, and you can see it reaches the over the second floor, so over 3 stories tall, and it's not actually. It seems to be about to hit or already hit the ceiling of another tree, but without that, I think it'll keep growing. I think it'll keep growing, growing. Well, something that's been very interesting for me to see also is I've never seen the trunk of a bird of paradise that becomes so like tree-like in this way, where the leaves have sort of died off and gone brown. And if you look down, it literally, I don't know if each of these lines represents like a leaf that's fallen off. Probably, yeah, probably. But then you can see here, it looks like it's been ripped off almost. And then as it goes up and up, you can see there's a little bit more green, more, and then it's like a full brand new leaf. Compared to, whoa, what did we just drop? It's fine, the camera keeps rolling, whereas over here, I think this is pretty much all I've ever seen in terms of the stem. Probably because the ones in the UK are like in a pot, so you don't, and they don't grow that tall, so you kind of just see it up to here. And then over here, we have this, which is a corn plant, I think, of some kind. Probably Dracaena something. Based off of one structure of it, with it having one main brownish looking stem, which splits into 2. These are very, very IKEA plants. And then also the underside of the leaves have a lighter green strip down the middle, like you can see here. Actually, also from the front of the leaves, but I think only the immature leaves. Just kind of looks like a paintbrush stroke. I think that's it for this section, so let's jump to the next one.
Look at the flowers.
Oh, it's flowering. Is that this? No, that's something different. I don't know what
is
this
this? Oh, it's here as well.
No, I said is that, is this this?
So pretty.
Oh, look at this, what plant is that? For a second I thought it was banana plant, but
Banana,
it can't, oh it is! What? Is that how it starts?
How, what's that?
The banana plant, the fruit. I think it is, but it starts off purple.
You mean like lilac?
Yes,
I haven't seen it this color before.
but those are definitely bananas.
Yes, those will become bananas.
And so this purple bit is what fades that like dark
That's the
red
soccer
color.
thing. Dark red. I see it as like a deep purple. Like a, what's that color?
Burgundy.
Not quite burgundy. Burgundy
Mauve.
feels a bit too red. Not quite mauve, that feels a bit too pale.
You get it, you're an artist.
It's a plum color. Well, maybe a bit lighter than plum. A rich, deep purpley red. Reddish purple. Oh, pretty. All of these look like they would be evil plants, if that makes sense. Like gourd-like, but when you touch it's actually a bit squishier than you think. Well, than I would have thought anyway. And this is not even it right.
It feels like what I would expect it to feel like.
No. I thought, you know how calabash trees are?
No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that world. None of them are right. Look at this. Look at it now. And look at this, I presume the seeds, the buds. So this became this. That's beautiful. Do you know life is so beautiful?
Everything was beautiful. How do you How does this tree support such heavy food?
That is what I keep on trying to understand. And it's not like there's 2 or 3 of them.
And it's not
there's
like
a good
this
20.
isn't particularly thick either.
No. Life is beautiful, Benga.
Wow.
And you only find that out when you go to a tropical country.
So true.
And look, it doesn't even look like it's under that much strain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Over here we have a soul Dieffenbachia. Very underrepresented in this selection actually.
That's an explosion
But
of flower.
very, very vibrant relative to everything else going on.
There are so many ants on it.
Oh, lovely. So I think maybe it starts off like compact, and then it starts to grow bigger like a pine cone, and then it suddenly extends, and that's when it starts to produce nectar.
Also,
and then that's why the ants are on it.
Also, what is the individual flower exactly here?
I think
that's
all
one
of this is a
flower.
flower. I think, but
And these are all just petals.
do not know what I'm talking about, to be honest with you.
This looks almost really like because of the way it's sagging.
Yeah. The bird of paradise is still just shocked me every time.
Have
Because
you seen ones that are this big in Nigeria?
I have, but they look so much more beat up.